Good afternoon and welcome to another segment of Manners and More with Millena on Mondays at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My name is Millena Gay and I'm your host for Manners and More with Millena. And today we are going to be discussing dating etiquette. And today my special in-studio guests are the fantastic Donna Spanger. She is an author and a beauty and fitness expert and just a guru of lots of things, and we will get into what she does in a few moments. Hello, Miss Donna.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much for gracing us with your lovely presence. And we look forward to hearing all about what you are going to be talking about she wrote a book. It's called How to Get a Rich Man. So I'm sure we all want to know about that. So can't wait to find out what all is in, the little details are in that. So I also want to welcome back one of our favorite people on the planet, Mr. John Downey III. Hey, John.
You are killing me. How are you? It's good to be back.
Oh, thank you so much for coming back. You're always a favorite of mine. And you just have such a warm and wonderful spirit, and you just bring such life to everything. We're going to have so much fun today talking about dating. Can't wait to hear what you have to say.
I'm going to try not to get in trouble.
Oh, boy. No, please do. We like it when you get in trouble.
Ooh, I mean deep dish trouble.
Ooh, okay. Can't wait. And then I also want to welcome a dear friend of mine, Troy Williams. He is a fantastic actor, and we actually go way, way back to the days of New York. And ironically enough, we did a film together about nine years ago before I came out here. And I don't know, I was just getting back from vacation in London, and for some reason, I thought I had a British accent.
You did well. You did well.
Yes, and I decided to do the whole entire movie in this British accent, And thank you for saying I did well.
Yes, you did. We was all still in our beginning stages. We was practicing, in order for you to get out there and see if you can do the accent. You did the whole project in the accent. Hooray to you.
Oh, well, right. Thank God that you had great acting skills and you were able to carry the film. Hence, the name was Romeo's Diary, and he being Romeo, it was all about his film and his shenanigans with me and several other women. But anyway, it was a long time ago, but he's a fantastic actor, and we were so very honored to have him as an in-studio guest as well.
The honor is mine. Thank you for having me.
You're so very welcome. But first, I would like to say, I was not here last week, but I would like to give a personal thanks to Natalie Whittle and Lizette Magallanes for holding things down last week while I was at the inauguration festivities. I caught a little bit of a cold while I was there, so if I sound congested and I have a couple of coughs here and there, please forgive me. Saying that up front, please forgive me, because just getting over that little situation. But it was well worth it, and yay for President Barack Obama's second term.
Yes.
Yay. And soon enough, we will be, hopefully, fingers crossed, we will have a very special guest. Can't say much else about it, but President Barack Obama's second term, special guest, inauguration, put the pieces together. But I'd also like to say a special thank you to Congresswoman Diane Watson, who helped to make my trip there very possible. And it was a pleasure being part of her congregation and her party. And we had a great, great time, crashing all sorts of events. And you'll see pictures on Facebook very, very soon. And we were very bad, but we had lots of fun. And as you can see, we got colds. One other order of business I didn't get a chance to say in the second to the last segment with the fabulous Jen Gotzon. I know, John, you were here, and we made light of Jen, saying she had a gazillion movies coming out. In actuality, she does. She has 9 movies coming out this year, and we never got around to duly acknowledging her great accomplishments of doing that. So I just wanted to take this time to say, hello, Jen, if you're watching. She actually was at the inauguration, and she gave a special presentation with the film Doonby that she was shooting, that she shot and starred in with John Schneider. That was last Thursday. So I just want to say, Jen Gotzon, my dear friend, she's coming out this year with Doonby, God's Country, Alone Yet Not Alone, Dragon Day, Untouched, September Skies, The Screenwriters, Dante's Hell, Documented, and that's it, I think. That's 9.
Wow, that's enough.
Yeah, right. That's enough. And they're all coming out this year. So kudos to a fantastic actress and a wonderful friend. Good luck to you, my dear friend. So now, here we are today, and we are with Ms. Donna Spanger. And Donna has quite a resume herself. She is a Hollywood beauty, fitness, and lifestyle expert. Now, she's best known for her book, How to Get a Rich Man. Woo-hoo! And from what I understand, you give advice and guidance on finding the perfect man who is rich in spirit and heart while offering financial stability. So let's hear about that.
You know, it's really important to have somebody who is not only financially secure, but is emotionally secure and that wants to take care of you. So part of what I tell females is you've got to look for a man who treats you well, who is going to adore you and put you on a pedestal. I mean, there's always something, life is never perfect, but for the most part, you want to have somebody who loves you enough to actually want to take care of you, whether he has a little bit of money or a lot of money. You want him, if he has one piece of bread, you want him to share it. So that's kind of what I say in my book, that you look for the kind of financial security that you want in life, but additionally, if the man is a billionaire and he's not going to share, what good is it? So you just have to look in that pool of men, wealthy men, secure men, and find the one that is going to love you and treat you right. And I have, things that I tell the girls to look for. One thing is you want to make sure that it's common sense, but that the person isn't into substance abuse. Because that, no matter what, that can be a problem. Even if you think, okay, he'll quit or this or that. It's just, if you see that up front, it's a red flag, and try to stop your emotions and run the other way.
Absolutely.
And if perhaps you see the man is a complete playboy and he does the same thing to women over and over again, I mean, you will know that because he has a reputation, and you'll also see that in the way he treats you. So certain things you have to steer away from. But the bottom line is you really need to have somebody who treats you well the way you want to be treated. And those are the things that you have to not, how can I say, you don't want to put up with less than that. Because if you want a long-term relationship, you have to start out with the guy really being into you, because over the years, you grow, of course, hopefully, but it starts out better if the person is really good to you and into you, and he'll hopefully continue to do so. But, you don't want to start with anything less than that.
Well, absolutely. No, I'm sure you don't want to start with, but how can you tell if someone is let's say a compulsive playboy, or if they're a substance abuser? How do you
That's a
know
good
that?
question. You will know by spending time with them if they're a substance abuser, if they're a playboy, if they're a liar. There are men out there that use tricks or maneuvers, manipulations, and you'll learn. You have to keep your eye out. For example, let's see, a manipulation. I mean, if a man tells you he loves you too soon, that's a manipulation, especially, if you haven't slept with him right away. They'll say pretty much anything, some of these guys, the manipulators, to get you into bed. The good guys won't. They'll understand. They'll wait. And I think it's important not to sleep with a man too soon. And so often many women do, and then they kind of pay for it later on emotionally. Yeah. I mean, everybody has probably made a mistake like that in their lifetime. Hopefully not, yeah. But I think at one time or another we've made those mistakes.
We make those mistakes, yeah, well.
But the key is to try to not make those mistakes if you can.
Learn from them.
And learn and, just try to keep your mind open. Don't drink too much on a date.
Oh, absolutely not. I say don't drink at all. If you must drink on the first date, you know what? Water is a very good drink. It's
Absolutely.
a very, very refreshing beverage. Water with lemon, but maybe a ginger ale or Sprite. But you absolutely want to keep all of your senses, because especially on a first date, you really don't know this person. And Jeffrey Dahmer you don't, Marilyn Manson never said, "I'm gonna kill you." You just
all you have to do is just turn on your television to the crime channels, and you see, crazy stuff happening. So you're absolutely right. You don't want to. It's better not to drink. And if you do drink, just drink a little bit. Maybe if you have a glass of wine, drink half a glass of wine, or at the very most. And if you are driving, don't drink at all.
Yeah, don't drink at all.
Not a sip.
Not even worth it. No, not even worth it. What do you guys have to say about that? We're talking about you.
Well, all I know is I'm not looking for a rich man. I would date the dude at Popeyes. He has a job. He can bring you some food. For me, it's about the person. You have to have that connection. If you want to date me, you really have to, knock me on the head to even just get my attention in the first place. I will say that dating in L.A. is very difficult, because there are a lot of phonies here, and it's very hard to weed through what they really want you for. So...
And I think, too, in your situation, it's a little bit different. As women, we're looking for somebody, if we want to, say, have a family, we want to have a man who can, even if we don't want them to take care of us, even if we can take care of ourselves, we want them to want to take care of us, because if we have children, we might have to take a few years off to raise the kids. And, it is not cheap bringing up children, for example.
It's not cheap bringing up me. I live alone.
Exactly.
I agree.
But the whole thing is, if you have extra people involved, like innocent children, you need to have somebody who's responsible, who pays bills, who isn't going to get you into some kind of trouble, who you can trust, who can be the kind of person that if things go wrong, that they'll be there for you, and not, going to run off with the secretary or God knows what.
Right. Or the mailboy.
Or anybody.
So we need to hear from the straight dude in the room. You have to tell us what is happening with you in L.A. and these women, because I know all about these crazy women in L.A.
Come on, Troy, tell it.
There is a pattern that I've heard, and I've witnessed a few, that L.A. girls are looking for the prize.
Don't look at me.
We in L.A., I'm just saying, I'm not pointing my finger at you.
I'm from Maryland.
But, that's right, you are. Bronx in the house. But, which is, it's okay. Everybody has their own right to say, this is what I choose. I choose to date a man.
But don't men look for their prize too? Don't you want somebody attractive? And
I think everyone has their
Everybody wants to have, everybody has their idea of what they think is their prize, and they should have whatever it is that if it's looks, then they should have somebody who looks good, who's got a good insight as well, who they're attracted to. If it's whatever it is, there's nothing wrong with wanting the best out of life. There's nothing, we all want it, no matter, you could say, or anybody could say, oh, well, we should just want certain things. No, we want what we want, what attracts us and what makes us happy and what is going to be good for us in the long term. And that is a mixture of a lot of things. So it's not, L.A. girls, I think a lot of L.A. girls are very career-oriented, and they want certain things. Mm-hmm. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like guys, they want certain things. What's wrong with it? They want somebody that is attractive to them and floats their boat.
But I will tell you something interesting. I worked with this guy, Andrew, and I'm not calling him out. I have a lot of respect for him. He actually said he would not sleep with a woman unless he wanted to have children with her. Ooh. And I had great respect for him, because I thought, wow, that is one way to really discern who you're going to be with. And he recently just married this wonderful woman, and I'm sure by now they're probably pregnant, because they're two beautiful people. They need to have some children.
Aww.
Good for him.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. That's honorable. What I was saying that is that in Los Angeles, the percentage just seems to be higher with women being the prize. Spend the extra time to make sure they look extra beautiful. so that they can get a gentleman that's willing to go above and beyond to put them on that pedestal and hopefully be financially secure to be able to give them everything that they want. It just seems to be more of a pattern here for that, where on the East Coast where I'm from, if you have a decent guy that has a job, that's not on drugs, that's not doing anything wrong, has his own place, that has, aspiration to do better, a girl may say that this is a good catch. Now, the only thing that I've come across, just give me a reference because I'm from, urban area where I've seen women saying, why can I find a good man, is that they don't know which man is going to be the one that's going to have that potential to actually stay on the plan and become, at least successful enough to be able to take care of the family, like you mentioned before earlier, for the woman to feel comfortable, saying, I'll be with this man. He doesn't have to be rich, but enough to be able to, want to take care of us, make sure that we're good, to make sure that if I have to take a year or two off to have the, kids, that he'll be able to provide her that she would want. I think that's more of a concern for them, how they know which is the right one, who's not going to go out and cheat on the side when she thinks he was the right one.
But don't all men cheat? I mean, seriously.
No, not all men.
I mean,
No,
really?
that's not true.
Let's break it down.
I think selfish men cheat, and some of them don't know how to be unselfish because they have a pattern that they've been doing for so long, don't know how to get out of it. So it's not all men cheat. It's just that, they said, I want more. That's what it is. You may have dessert, and they say, I want another piece of dessert.
I agree with what you said. But also, in addition to that, I was talking with a friend the other day about L.A. and the perception. And, okay, L.A. is the hub of the entertainment industry. Now, let's face it. A lot of people want to come here, and they do come here. I was born here, but there are so many people from other places all over the United States and maybe over the world, and they come here. Now, think about it. Some of these people that want to do this, they're creative minds. Maybe they've had some problems with inside their heads. So we get not only those people, we get all the cuckoos that are wanting to come here. And so, and we get all the people that are the most beautiful people that have won their local beauty pageant, and they think, okay, well, I can make it here, so they come here. And that's why LA has the largest population of females and males, beautiful females, that have this mentality, because that's where they're coming here to find their dream, whether it be acting or singing or God knows what. That's what they're coming here to do. And so you get a large population of people that are focusing on their dreams, and they think, okay, well, I'm attractive. They know they're attractive because I look around and I just look in this room. There are beautiful people. And I go outside and I see there are beautiful people too. I've traveled around the United States, and I'm not saying that they're not attractive, but they're more low key. It's a different lifestyle, and people are different. They get married earlier. It's just a whole different ball game. A 50-year-old in L.A. doesn't look like a 50-year-old in Midwest. I mean, I just turned 50, and I look at some of the people, and I think to myself, I don't feel like them. I don't look like them, and it's because I'm taking care of myself. I live in L.A. It's just a different deal here.
It is. It absolutely is. Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Manners and more with Millena right after this.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pit Bull Energy Drink. Pit Bull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pit Bull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pit Bull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
And we're back with Manners and More with Millena. And we have our special in-studio guest, the fabulous Donna Spanger, author of How to Get a Rich Man. And we are also with the fantastic John Downey III and Troy Williams, the actor.
All right.
And we're talking about dating etiquette today. So, now we left off with Donna speaking about the differences in the lifestyles and mating habits, I guess we could, for lack of a better term,
Yes,
of the rest of the population outside of Los Angeles. So what do you gentlemen what do you think about that? I know, personally, I'm from D.C., I say, but I'm really from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Yay, shout out to Upper Marlboro. Woo. And you're absolutely right. It is a completely different life. I look at some of my friends on Facebook, and I'm like, wow, they have like 5 kids and 2 divorces, and you're hating everything, and you're trying to scope her. Okay, well, that's very interesting, and they have a whole different life, but there is a different. They have different values, and there's a different. It's just completely different from what it is here, and having the experience of being from the East Coast, growing up there, and then actually living as an adult in New York for a number of years, and experiencing that life, and then being in the entertainment industry as well there in New York, and then moving here, being in the same industry, worlds apart. I mean, like you said, you can walk outside and you see beautiful people everywhere. In New York, you're not seeing that. Absolutely not even remotely close. Am I right, Troy?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can't even tell that someone is a well-known actress in New York City because they just so low-key. Where here, you just pinpoint, wow, is she an actress? And she's like, yeah, I'm just starting. But she can look as beautiful as the top of actresses because they're just so focused on making sure that they look 100% here in Los Angeles.
But what I like about New York is, because I went to school in New York and that's where my career began, is that the people in New York have a different beautiful vibe. They're very natural people. You can't really tell where they're from, like what their background ethnically might be, because they just kind of all mesh together in this very bohemian style, which I think is great. Mm-hmm. But in LA, you can spot a faker coming at you in 2 seconds flat, and the first thing they say to you is, what do you do? And the minute you tell them, oh, I'm an assistant, they're like, oh, forget it. Say I'm a producer or I'm in this hit movie, then the whole conversation changes.
I think also being in New York, it is a totally different mentality, too, because you have the financial district there. You have it's just a different kind of people there. And the people that come here, like I had said before, they're looking for these dreamy things. And also the weather. It's hard to look cute when it's really cold. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my nose gets red, it runs. I mean, and being in the cold weather, it's hard to dress as cute. You can dress cute, of course, but not, it's a different thing. And when you're here, I think you're thinking about your body, because so many people wear clothes that are very body conscious, and there's so much more body conscious here, whereas there you're bundled up, and you for the most part, or during the summer months in New York, it's really so hot that you're just dripping with sweat, and and your hair is frizzing because it's difficult. So I think here, people want to come here for that, also for the weather, as well as other things. And there in New York or in other areas, there's just not as much to do. Here, there are red carpet things daily, nightly, different charity events. I noticed when I travel other places, there was nothing any place else. Even in other countries, when I asked, well, do you guys have red carpet stuff here? And they're like, no, we don't. So this is kind of, except in Cannes and that sort of thing. But this is really like a place of glitz and glamour. This is Tinseltown, where it evolved, where it's just a different kind of mentality. And the people that are here are used to that mentality. And that's what I think. But the people in New York are beautiful. I mean, I think they're models that wear jeans and no makeup, but they're models and they don't wear makeup and they have big lips and beautiful eyes and slender, and they have to work at it too. It's just a different vibe there, and they're focused on their thing there too. In a more serious way.
I just know that my friends who say they want to be in a relationship, I really look at their lives and I go, well, you're single and you're an attractive person, so why can't you catch somebody? Because I got a lot of ugly friends who are married and together. Okay? It's the truth.
Exactly.
So all these single people who claim that they want somebody and then they don't have anybody, it makes me start to question, do you really want somebody?
Maybe they don't. It's possible that they really don't, that they say they do, but they just really, because of their issues, and a lot of people have issues, I've noticed here. I mean, I've grown up here, so I feel different about it and more grounded. But if I came here from another place and I didn't have my family, I think it would be a lot more difficult for me. And I think it's, people that do come here that want certain things and that have to fight to get auditions or their music or whatever kind of glamorous thing that they're trying to attain, they inevitably have problems up here to one degree or another. So that makes it even more challenging to find a partner that will be able to understand or put up with them, or them putting up with the partner.
And I have rules. I don't date anyone in my industry. It's just, that is the flat out rule, because it's just not going to work. We cross over too much. I do a lot of stage work, won't date anyone in the stage work either. Once I dated a boss, didn't work out well. Got the credit card, but didn't work out well. So,
John.
No, I think it's different with me. I think someone that's in the industry will understand if I say I have to go to this gig and I have a co-star that's extremely beautiful, and they will have to understand that I'm doing this scene because this is my job. I'm coming back home to you, and a person that has a regular 9 to 5 may not understand that, and may try to lure you out of that industry and try to get something else. That, I'm just speaking from experience there, for myself and other people that I've known that say they have difficulty dating a person that's outside the industry.
Absolutely. They want to say, well, why do you have to rehearse? Why do you have to?
Why do you have to be out so late?
Why do you have to be out so late? I mean, I went up for a role a couple of weeks ago for a major thing, and I was rehearsing for it till 2 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. Rehearsing till 2 o'clock in the morning because it involved singing, it involved lines, it involved a lot, and it meant a lot to me. Now, if I were in a relationship, there'd be all kinds of questions, and then there'd be all kinds of answers that would not be appreciated. Yeah. So it is just, when you're with someone in the industry, they understand, and actually they're in a better position, I feel, to be able to help you with that. Mm-hmm. And so you don't have to go and work with outside, not necessarily outside people, but other friends or what have you to help you get into your mindset, into your character, dissect the script and all of that. You actually have someone who understands the entire process as well, and they're able to work at it with you. So I find that it's a much easier thing when you are dealing with someone in a field that is similar to yours. Now, whether that field is the entertainment industry, whether it's the legal profession, because you can talk to each other about the same legal jargon, and this case is going to this trial and taking this deposition and filing this motion and all of that. Just in my personal experience, I find that people work better together when they have at least that commonality of what they find is most passionate in common. Now, whether if they're two stay-at-home, if there's I don't want to say that stay-at-home mom, because that's a woman who is married, but a single mom and a single dad, both having custody of the children, you know what I'm saying, then they have that commonality there. But I think that it's important to have a major commonality and go from there. But I want to get into a couple of these, what you think about. I feel dating is like interviewing for a job.
Absolutely.
You clean up, you put your best, charming, witty self on display, and then you wait for something good to happen. right?
Absolutely. I think, in order to get anything in life, you have to work for it. If you want to be fit, you have to work for that. If you want to find somebody, you have to really put in the effort. And that means putting out your best foot, of course. And it also means taking the time to get to know them and listening. And sometimes that can be, dating is awkward sometimes, and it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of time to really get to know somebody. Not get to know them on the surface, but really get to know who they are, appreciate who they are, actually remember their birthday, and of course, hopefully he'll remember your birthday, and those important things that you would share, and those important moments that you live together are important in finding the right person that you can eventually end up with. And sometimes you find that the person you're dating, okay, they're a nice person, but they're not for you because of X, Y, Z. It could be because there's something about them that you don't think you can live with, or they're just not on the same, as simple as habits that people have, where some person might go to bed early and the other person might stay up late, and those things are hard to, you have to kind of work with that kind of a thing. But things like that can be deal breakers in the long run.
They can be. And let me ask you this. Well, how do you handle that? Like, if someone says, like, if you know from the beginning, after a couple of dates that it's not going to work. I know something drives me crazy is asking me a million questions. Do not ask me a million questions. If I want to tell you, I will tell you, because guess what? I'm not going to ask you a million questions. Don't ask me a million questions. Where have I been? I've been where I was. That's where I was. When you coming back, when you see me, that's when I'm back.
That's right.
That's it. That's all. Don't ask me questions. Oh my God. So that is a major, major deal breaker. That is like fingernails on a chalkboard for me. So what do you do? How do you handle that when you know that you don't want to hurt their feelings because they're good for someone else, but just not for you? What would you say is the best way to handle that?
If you know for sure, for example, if they're doing things that you don't like and you say, look, this really bothers me and I can't handle it, and they continue on doing it, then for sure you're going to have to tell them that it's not going to work. And you just say nicely, I really like you, you're a great guy, you're a great person, a great human being, but I don't have it for you. I don't feel the same way, and I feel like I need to move on. And a person can't argue with the way you feel. For example, if you don't love them, if you like them but you don't love them, then how can they argue with that? It's like, I'm sorry, I don't love you. You're not saying it like that, but just like, I like you as a person, you're a great human being, but I don't see us in the future together. I'd like to continue being a friend and being supportive of you as a friend, but romantically, like they're not going to go further romantically, you're not going to work for me.
But you don't think that might hurt someone's? Is it better to just ignore them? Or
no. Ignoring is mean.
Tell them you have malaria forever.
No. I think ignoring someone is the meanest thing ever. I think being honest with a person and just saying, I don't have those kind of feelings romantically for you, so I know that it's better if we stop dating. In the future, I'd like to continue being a friend to you. Sometimes guys can be friends and sometimes they can't. I had, in the past, I had a very dear guy friend of mine. He liked me romantically, but it wasn't there for me. And I was very straightforward and honest. I said, I like having you around. You're a friend. You're great. But I don't feel the same way about you, and it's never going to happen between us. And he was a good friend, and he helped me and enjoyed my company as a human being. And I was very thankful with that. And I know that I brought something to his life as well. It wasn't anything... It wasn't a sexual romantic thing, but I brought other things to his life that he did appreciate, which some men can accept and others may not. But it's good to be honest about it and just cut it as soon as you know for sure. Because I think mostly even men and women know early on. I mean, they might not know the first or second date, but they know early on if they can see it. And if you just can't see it early on, then I think that 90% of the time, there might be exceptions, but 90% of the time, you probably won't see it. You can't force yourself to go a certain way. Like you have that, there's a connection or there's not.
There is or there's. What do you think? What do you guys chime in on that?
Well, I believe that it takes at least 3 to 6 months for you to realize whether this person is worth moving forward.
What are we on the quiet storm? Speak up. What's going on?
Oh, my bad. Okay. Yeah, so just like a job, it is an interview, and you do have to ask questions if you want answers. You don't want to wait until that 3 to 6 months time period comes out, and then you find out afterwards that it's something I just can't stand about this person, and then you tell them, because now the feelings may be inside, too harsh now. When you say, now I don't want to, be in a relationship with you, now the person could, turn into anger now, because now you don't lure me on for this 3 to 6 months. So I do believe that the questions should be given out within the first 3 to 6 months. And sometimes, someone may develop a habit where they're going from a past relationship where they didn't do something. So maybe now they tried it with you, and they say, okay, I don't want the same thing to happen with that person. Let me make sure I do it this time with this person. And now you have to let me know that this is not, it's going to work with me. And to give them the option and say, okay, well, I'm not going to do this with her, and I'll do this with her. And, you got to fill each other out. It's a process to fill each other out. And it may come to the point where you may have to say, this may not, work for us, but it's best to do it early on than waiting until, like I said, the feelings get involved. So.
Well, all I know is in the gay world, as soon as you say dating, you're screwing. So, the reality is, we test that cow out quick, and so you kind of know a lot of what's going on. I found that when you try to do these nice little things where you go on these pretty little dates and try to get to know the person, you're sitting there at the end of the dinner and they're so insulted because you're like, I got to go get my car or it's going to get locked up in the garage, So, I'm sorry. I'm on the fast track. I'm not from West Hollywood. I lost that card, but that's just kind of the way it is.
Wow.
And John keeps it real, and that's what we love about him. He keeps it real. And so actually that brings me to this new term that I recently saw on my favorite news station, The View.
Oh, I love The View too.
I love them. I have a thing with The View, boy. That's where I get all my news from. And they had this new thing called flow dating. And I don't know, did you hear about it on Friday?
No, because I was hearing about Barbara Walters' chickenpox.
Oh yeah, is that what she has? Chickenpox?
She has chickenpox.
Get well, Barbara.
Yeah. Just keep us updated, please.
Okay,
please.
Okay. Well, flow dating is apparently this is what happens on a first date. Instead of couples going out to a restaurant or on a walk or something like that, they play some type of game, like a board game. And that allows you to freely ask questions that you would otherwise be inhibited in asking. I don't know.
But wait. I want to know this. I want to poll the room here. I don't think any of us don't ask those questions. I mean, I start straight up. I have your social security card, where you came from, what your email is. And as soon as I get that, I'm on the internet checking you out too.
Oh, well.
That's how I found out one dude I was dating was not living with his sister. It was his wife.
Oh!
Wow. Oh, boy.
And I busted him the next time. We went out to dinner, and I said, oh, so, you gave me your email. I looked you up. He said, what do you mean I looked you up? I said, well, I work in television. I put you in Nexus and, popped up that mama's house that's really your wife's house. So what's up with that?
Wow.
What did he say?
Yeah.
Well, after we made out in the car, he left and I never heard from him again.
Wait. After you made out in the car?
Then.
Was it a good making out? I mean, I guess not, because he wasn't.
With me, it always is, child.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. Well, okay, moving on.
Did I make you blush?
Slightly. But thanks to the great makeup job of Fallon Jordan, hopefully you can't see it on camera. Like that plug. Hey, Fallon. So flow dating, you can ask. Apparently, you can ask some sort of like relationship questions, like, and apparently, the questions that you should ask are, how long has your longest relationship been? Let's see. What's that child's name on The View?
Sherry Shepherd?
Yeah, Sherry said she asked, what's his FICO score?
That's
a good
very
one.
good
Gangster.
question.
She's
That's
gangster.
a
Because
good
you
question.
do not want to date somebody who you're going to be bringing their debt along with
Exactly. You already have enough baggage. I mean, most people at this stage of the game, they either have baby mamas, baby daddies, some ex-husbands, ex-wives,
And
walking,
there's
talking baggage.
And there's another
Now you gotta-
important question to ask. Have they been to prison?
Oh, stop
Because
it.
a friend of mine got really angry because she met another friend's brother and all of a sudden found out some details after the fact, and it was not a happy time.
Okay, that's a good question.
That's a
Have
good
you been
question.
to prison? Duly noted. Ask questions such as that.
Because now you can get into history. Because now, why did he go to prison?
Because he beat up his ex-wife.
Yeah, that's something you
Didn't
definitely
pay
want
the
to know.
child support.
Let me
Right.
just say something here. I think, though, that with stuff like that, they would tend to lie, especially if they've been to prison. I mean, they're not going to tell the truth. So those are the things that you have to really check out on this. You have to check it out. Go on the internet. You can actually check people out and see if they've gone to jail or if they have certain things that are not good. And I think the FICO score, I don't think that is something that they'd either say, gosh, I don't know, I haven't checked it, if they're smart and it's bad. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So those are the things you have to kind of keep your eye out and just kind of find out on your own, because you don't want to kind of, alert, it doesn't sound too nice, really, but you don't want to alert them either. Just kind of keep your eye open. You can find these things out. It's not too hard. I mean, there are public records out there, and just Googling someone's name, you can find so much out. Mm-hmm. And then if you have a little bit more information,
Google their cell phone. That is a real key. Because you learn a lot from Googling a cell phone.
I didn't know you could Google a cell phone.
Oh, yes,
Google
you can.
Cell phone? Oh.
So what do you learn?
What do you find out?
If you put my cell phone in right now, you would find all kinds of stuff about me. Every single picture would pop up and probably some naked videos.
Wow.
John Downey III, you stop it. Well, we're not going to broadcast your cell phone number on the air. We're not going to do that. Well, I'm just going to go over a couple of quick things. The first rule of dating, it actually concerns cold hard cash. As a rule of thumb, the person who asks for the date is the person who pays for the date. And I mean pays for the entire date. Start from the bill, from the valet, to all the parking, to every single ounce of cash that comes out of that pocket is from the person who asked for the date. If you can't afford that, then you don't get to go on the date.
So now my question is this. Many times girls say, let's go out on Friday. I know it's a nice restaurant. Is that considered her asking the gentleman out, and now is she obligated to pay? Or does the gentleman have to say, oh, now I got to pay for everything now, and she want to go dancing afterwards now also? So you got to think about that as well.
Well, if she's trying to get a rich man, she's going to be expecting you to pay.
Same thing. Now we're going into that now.
Can I just okay, hold on one second. We have a quick question from Lukey Lou on our live video stream. Thank you, Lukey Lou, for chiming in. In today's dating scene, when is it appropriate to ask a female, does she date women? Today, when you think of cheating, you need to consider with a male and female.
First date.
Oh, when is it appropriate to ask a female, does she date women? I think if that's something you want to know off the top, I think you need to ask that off the top. Why get emotionally involved with someone and have lingering? That's one of those red flag questions. If you're concerned about someone's sexuality, and you need to ask that up front. You don't need to get all involved and then you get all, when you find out, get an answer that you don't particularly like.
Yeah, because most gay men ask those questions straight up. Which team are you batting for?
And you heard it right there.
And it really helps, because then you know, this is not going to sexually work out in bed, and you don't have to sleep with the person.
Oh, hey, and there it is. So get asked that right up front. Don't feel embarrassed about it. But it's a different day and age. You want to know what's best for you. You don't want to waste your time, and you don't want to waste their time. So That's the answer to that question. And for all everyone is tuning in right now, obviously, please feel free to push that little like button, that little thumbs up if you like us here today, because we like you and we like you tuning in. And thank you again, Lukey Lou, for your question. A couple of other things. Let the man be the man, and that means when you're going out on a date, the man is supposed to open the door for you, the car door. He's supposed to open the restaurant door. He's supposed to close the door for you. He is supposed to do these things. These are the things that gentlemen are supposed to do. Now, heathens, they do something completely different. If you want to be treated like a chicken head hoochie mama ho, then that's fine. That's on you, and you go ahead and act that way and conduct yourself that way. However, in this classroom, ladies are ladies and gentlemen are gentlemen. They're expected to treat ladies as such at all times.
But Millena, what if it's two
sir.
dudes? How are you supposed to know who's opening the door? You know, is it the little guy, the big guy?
There you go.
The big guy. The big guy opens the door.
The baller who's picking up the check?
The baller who's picking up the check. Exactly. That's the one who is handling business. Okay. He's the one who does it. So, any other questions on that one? I know a friend of mine. Troy, you have a question?
No, I was just thinking about what you were saying about the open up the doors and paying the bill. And I know that women have asked me, how come I can't get men to see that that's the proper thing to do? Open up the car door, open up the door. And I'm saying, well, maybe you dating the wrong type of man. Maybe the man you're dating is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And that man that you want out there, you have to hold out until you find that type of man without you having to, try to teach him that this is what you should be doing. Because apparently he's been doing his own thing for much too long, and he had women that didn't care that, he would open the door for her, this and that. So, you have to wait. You have to wait it out.
I would say those girls are dating puppies. That's what it is. They're just not trained dogs yet.
Exactly. They just don't know. They just don't know. And we just need to, it's up to us. Now that we know better, we must share the information and teach the youth, teach our peers, and in some cases, teach our elders. Because if you don't know what you don't know. But I'm going to give you some quick things, and then we must go. And until next time. But hold on, we're not done yet. When a date is underway, please do not ask for doggy bags. Don't do it. I have done it. But don't do it. It's horrible. It's embarrassing. It makes you look homeless. It makes you look hungry. It makes you look poor. You're there to enjoy the meal and enjoy the time. So don't order up 25 things on the appetizer and then the most expensive thing on the entree and dessert and all that, and then take it all home in a bag and eat it for lunch the next day. Unless you really don't like the person and don't care, because then you can do it and it's okay. But if you really like the person, don't do that. That makes a really bad impression and makes them seem like you're just using them for their money. And if you really like them, you're not. If you don't really like them and you really are, then it's okay. Okay, so then also, once you're on a date, don't talk about your exes. Nobody wants to hear that. Please don't do that. You have 25 other million things to talk about: the ocean, the weather, the premieres, the movies, all of that. Don't talk about exes. And please, for God's sakes, do not receive cell phone calls while you're on a freaking date, especially on the first one. Please, I'm begging you.
How about
Please don't
texting?
do it. No! Oh my gosh!
But what if it's a call to get out of the date because you want out?
Go to the restroom. If you know there's a restroom break is allowed during a date. So go to the restroom and handle that business. So we have to wrap up here. I would like to thank our wonderful, fantastic guest, Donna Spanger, who has a... Oh, yay, Donna.
Thank you.
She's a beauty and fitness expert who wrote the book on how to get a rich man. And she is in the middle of writing her next book, aren't you?
It's about beauty and how to look good at any age.
Oh, right.
How about how to get a rich woman?
I don't know the title yet, but what? Huh?
How to get a rich woman. I thought that was
Read the book.
Well, typically, men are more concerned about getting somebody who they're attracted to as opposed to getting a rich woman.
Oh, not true.
I think it doesn't hurt, but I think that for the most part, if you're going to be in love with a person, that they want somebody that they're attracted to.
That's the absolute
First, if they have money, great.
That helps. But attracted to is first and foremost. I'd also like to thank our fantastic sponsors, Bling Baby Gear, baby clothes made with a lot of love and a touch of class. Bling! Taking a great pride in what they sell, these products are specially made for your little prince or princess. Bling Baby Gear, baby products handled with time, creativity, and a lot of TLC. We'd also like to thank the fabulous Wanda Patterson, celebrity hair designer, motivational speaker, coach, and beauty guru to the stars. She is responsible for doing my hair today.
Oh,
yay
lovely.
for Wanda. And she's a certified hair and beauty consultant, hair extension and non-surgical hair replacement and specialist. Her work consists of creating images and trends for industries such as corporate entertainment and the fashion industries. Her glamorous trend-setting styles have been featured on television, magazine layouts, music videos, motion pictures, red carpets, product containers, pastors, first ladies, beauty pageants, and me. Yay! Thanks, Wanda. Yay, Wanda. And we would also like to thank Pitbull Energy Drink. We'd also like to thank our fabulous engineer, Felicia. Woo!
Yeah, woo!
And the fantastic co-host, Troy Williams, the actor. Thank you for your time, Mr. Troy Williams.
Thank you for
You want to
having
give
me.
a quick shout out of anything you have coming up right now? Forgot to ask you that earlier.
No, I got a couple commercials coming out. The American Association of Realtors coming out February 11th. African American family own their own home, trying to instill that into the urban community. Own your own home.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Own your own home. Sounds good. And the fantastic, always ever wonderful John Downey III.
Thank you, Miss Millena.
So much.
Of course.
Thank you so much for being here. And thank you all for tuning in. And please, if you love this jewelry, it's Crystal Coral Seas Jewelry, the Millena Gay Signature Collection, MGSC collection. Please feel free to send a note to mannerswithmelena@gmail.com. And don't forget to tune in next week. Manners and More with Millena. Mondays at 5 p.m. live Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's all for now. See you then.